Last week, the Mayor of Spokane, Nadine Woodward, announced a housing crisis. So in this video, we're going to explore the contents of that proclamation, and we're going to look at some of the proposals too. My name is Phil Wells. I'm a real estate agent serving clients in and around Spokane. Because of my job, I'm very close to the housing market. I speak to buyers and sellers at every single stage in the process. So obviously, I'm very invested in seeing the housing shortage remedied. I'm keen to see whether this proclamation contains any actionable points, or whether it's just well-intentioned but doesn't contain anything substantive. So let's get into it. The first thing that I wanted to discuss is the context of this proclamation. The Mayor sets out the context of this proclamation in the first few paragraphs. I will of course link the Mayor's proclamation in the description to this video so you can read it for yourself. The Mayor starts off the proclamation by discussing how awesome Spokane is. It's a place that has exceptional quality of life for families seeking a work-life balance. Historically, Spokane's housing market has plugged along at a slow, affordable growth rate. She then goes on to talk about the fact that, according to the National Association of Realtors, Spokane will be among the top 10 housing markets in the United States post-COVID. She also discusses the fact that housing inventory has reduced 94% since January of 2010, and that housing prices have increased dramatically in that time period too. She goes on to say that as home prices continue to escalate at record levels, more and more buyers are being squeezed out of the marketplace, especially for those seeking to buy their first home or transition down to a smaller home. I tend to agree with the way that she's framed the issue here. From my perspective at least, working with first-time home buyers and those looking to downsize has been very challenging recently. Even before the pandemic, we were seeing multiple offer situations on those entry-level, median price point houses, and since COVID, the issue has only been exacerbated. The Mayor then goes on in this proclamation to look at the types of housing available in Spokane. She says Spokane has a low supply of middle housing, townhomes, triplexes, duplexes, which is a critical need among various homeowners in various stages of home ownership. She also flags the fact that apartment vacancies are at an all-time low, and the additional pressure that the end of the eviction moratorium is having on existing renters. Her proposals, therefore, are to firstly explore and expand the types of available housing here in Spokane, with an emphasis on middle housing. She wants to reduce overall development costs and increase efforts to build affordable housing in the city. She wants to shorten the development cycle and reduce municipal barriers. And lastly, she wants to keep vulnerable populations housed. Overall, I welcome these measures. I think they recognize that they can do a lot by simply reducing the burden that they place on developers who want to build these affordable houses. For example, I like the idea of reviewing the plan review timeframe down from 6 weeks to 2 weeks. I also like the idea of providing tax incentives for those that want to develop an additional dwelling unit in their existing property, as well as reducing the strict definition of an ADU to allow people to convert existing structures much more easily. Not only is this a great investment opportunity for existing homeowners, but it also provides additional rental units in the city. In addition, the idea of establishing a commercial building conversion framework that streamlines and incentivizes the conversion of underused commercial and office space into residential and mixed use is a pretty creative use of existing space. With the work from home trend seeming to continue post-COVID, this seems like a pretty good idea. The biggest positive that I see from this proclamation is the emphasis on affordable housing. However, a lot of the proposals that I see in this proclamation tend to be geared more towards providing affordable rental units rather than incentivizing home ownership. Sure, they say that they want more townhomes and duplexes and triplexes to build out middle housing, but as someone that works with a lot of real estate investors, I can tell you that small multifamily units like duplexes, triplexes, are an investor's bread and butter. Buying a duplex, living in one side while renting out the other, or simply renting out both units is a great way of getting involved in real estate, and these types of properties are highly sought after in the investor community. The idea that building more small multifamily units is going to help out with home ownership is probably not going to yield results. In addition, I'm a little bit concerned about the conversion of office and commercial space, which is primarily based in downtown, into residential and mixed use. How is this going to impact crime in the area? While you increase population density, you tend to increase crime too. Lastly, the proclamation completely fails to mention the homeless population. The only mention of vulnerable populations throughout the entire proclamation is to do with renters and the eviction moratorium. Overall though, this is a pretty positive proclamation. Like I said, I would have loved to have seen more emphasis on home ownership and incentivizing first-time home buyers. Maybe through down payment assistance programs or tax breaks for first-time home buyers, something like that. While I fully understand that home ownership isn't for everybody, and there is a strong demand out there for affordable, good quality rentals, I do think the Mayor failed to represent first-time homebuyers in this proclamation. In my opinion, at least, the average person doesn't want to live in a converted office building for the long term. They want a single-family home to raise their family. And in an area like Spokane with tons of land available, this should be accessible. That'll do it for this video. Like I said, my name is Phil Wells. If you're looking at buying or selling in the Spokane area, then reach out to me, give me a call, shoot me a text, send me an email, and I'd be honored to work with you. Until the next one, thanks for watching.